Well, you know, back in the day, kids used to make trouble in neighborhoods by taking a baseball bat to mailboxes. Maybe you did it as a kid. Well, in one St. Johns County neighborhood, the tactics are a bit more extreme. Exactly what are we talking about that happened over here? Let Jessica Clark explain it.
This is what a mailbox looked like last week in the Julington Creek area of northern St. Johns County. The owner saying it was blown up at 4 a.m. Other neighbors either heard or experienced the same thing. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is not releasing much information about the cases, except to say juveniles possibly put firecrackers in mailboxes and that it appears to be an isolated incident. Neighbors tell First Coast News they know of 4 mailboxes that exploded all around 4-ish in the morning. People said the noises were very loud. One victim told First Coast News a group of teenagers targeted certain mailboxes. The neighborhood is within miles of where the cheerleader Tristan Bailey lived and was murdered. One neighbor with a background in law enforcement who heard an explosion and thought it was actually a gunshot said in light of the recent murder, he's concerned about what youth are doing in the area. In St. Johns County, Jessica Clark, First Coast News on your side.